Hey folks, it's Chad here, Airstream at Greensboro, and I'm really excited today because I want to talk about something that is new for the 2024 model year for Airstream travel trailers, and this is going to be specifically with the Flying Cloud and the International. Now behind me I have a 2024 Flying Cloud 27 FB, and I'm going to make a full walk around video of this and kind of get into all the changes, so make sure you're subscribed so you can see when that video post and you can see the full walk around, all the changes and everything to the 2024 Flying Cloud. What I want to talk about today is, well, what's up there, and that's the new GE profile air conditioners that Airstream has opted to use for the 2024 model year. Now, from what I understand, the Classic is still going to use the Coleman. So the Classic, the Globetrotter, and the Potter Barn will still have the Coleman Mach Q AC that it's been around forever. International and Flying Cloud is going to have this new GE profile, which I'm going to show you up close and everything, so just hang out for a second and you'll see everything I can think of to tell you about it. And then the Caravelle, the Bambi, the Flying Clouds, well, the Caravelle and the Bambi will have the Dometic AC that they had last year and Flying Cloud had last year. And then going to the base camp, you're going back to the Coleman Mach Q. So a few different AC systems that Airstream is opting to use. My speculation, so 100% my thoughts on this, not anything anyone's told me, is that Airstream is attempting to figure out which AC system is going to have the highest reliability. And I suspect in the next coming years, we'll start to see one winner from all the ACs that are out there. So now there's kind of three major players, I guess. Coleman, Dometic, the two old guys, and then GE is kind of the new one that we're seeing a lot. But Trima's doing an AC now as well, an air conditioner. There's a few other ones out there, especially when you get into the 48 volt and 12 volt world of air conditioners. But kind of your mainstays, it seems like to me, the three big guys are going to be Dometic, Coleman, and now GE. Now, there's a few different GEs that I've seen. The GE, I'm actually looking at one right there, that's been like a smaller one that we've seen on some of our products that are private labels, such as our Wara. It's a different looking GE AC. It looks a lot like a Dometic, really. This new GE profile is the only one I've seen used. I've only seen it used so far on Airstream. I'm not sure if it's used somewhere else. Leave that in the comments. So let's jump into everything you need to know before you buy the new Flying Cloud as far as the GE air conditioners are concerned. All right, so I am up on the ladder for you guys to show you this new GE profile. There's some Colemans nearby, there's the Dometic there, so I'm going to kind of zoom in so you can see some comparisons. The first thing I notice in seeing the GE profile is how large that logo is. It is massive. You cannot deny what it is. When you see it, it stuck out to me immediately when I saw it. When this 2024 came in, I was like, oh, that's the new GE profile. As I mentioned, this is a different AC than what I've seen before. I'm going to try to zoom in over to, let's see, right there. You can see this one, that's also a GE, both of those. And those are 15 and a 13.5. So this is a different GE. Now, interesting to me at home, I have GE appliances in my kitchen, and they are the profile series. So I felt like that was like the upscale or upper end of GE, but it's probably not. It's probably like the middle. These are currently running. There's two on this one that this customer smartly opted to get both ACs, and you definitely want to have two ACs on a 28 foot. I do not recommend one. It's standard on a 30 foot. You can get it on a 25. I usually tell people to go ahead and get the second AC if you're ordering a 25. Just kind of helps with resale value. But really on a 25, I think you're fine with one AC. But here's what they look like. Now, I did confirm it is a 15,000 BTU AC here, and then you're going to have up front a 13.5 BTU second AC. So that's the add-on AC. The standard is going to be the 15,000 BTU. Now, a question I have is, can't we do two 15s? Like, is that possible? Is there a reason why you can't put two 15s? Maybe not on a 27 FB or 28 RB, but like on the 30 foot. could you put a second 15,000 BTU so you have a total of 30,000 BTU of AC? That seems like that would be a good idea to me. That's what they look like. They're currently running, so you'll be able to hear that a little bit in the mic. To me, they sound kind of like a Coleman. They're not a whole lot louder, I would say. I'm going to try to get out there a little bit further, see if I can get closer. To me, they're not louder than a Coleman. You can see that fan on top, and then you've got your intake here on the sides. I'm assuming that fan is blowing through the intakes on the side here and then exhausting out there at the top, which I think is a smart design. I will say they look really cool. They also look massive. They look wide to me. Right over there is going to be the Coleman. Right there, you can see the Coleman. You know, I thought that that's the Dometic. To me, that was a cool design. Like, it had a good look to it. It's kind of, you know, it has the kind of waves there in the back. But I think the GE Profiles, to me, that is a good looking AC unit. Besides the massive GE logo and the word Profile, that would be my one kind of dish on this particular AC system. So that is the two ACs. That front one just cut off. The back one is still running. We're going to go to the inside and talk about the inside. Okay, so I'm inside the 27 FB, 2024 Flying Claw 27 FB. Now remember to subscribe, because I am going to do a full walk around video of this and go into every single change. But I feel like a big change is going to be the AC system this year, and that's going to have a lot of questions. So I wanted to make a video just about that. Now today, it's a Sunday. We're actually closed on Sundays. So I thought I would take the opportunity to come in and do a video without having a whole lot of interruptions. There's the new controller for the GE AC systems. And so when I got here, this was not turned on. It was midday, about 10 o'clock. I turned both ACs on, plugged it into 50 amp, turned both ACs on, set it to, I think, 71. So set on 71. I haven't quite figured out how it tells you what temperature it is. Well, it was telling me the temperature here, so. Alright, so set temp, current temp. So I'm thinking that this eventually starts to show you the current temp. So it was 82 degrees inside the coach when I got here about 10 o'clock. I did a few things around, so it's currently 71. I did a few things around the camper, kind of getting it set up while the AC was going. I also went inside and ate lunch, so I wouldn't be hungry while I was making a video, and came back out. When I came back out, it had dropped to about 75 degrees. It's 85, 88 degrees today in North Carolina, but the feel-like temperature is in the 90s. So it feels like it's in the 90s outside. The humidity is high. It feels hot outside. It's hot. What's impressed me is these don't seem to struggle to cool this camper down. I set on both the front and the back AC to 71. It has cooled the coach down to 71 degrees, which is I guess 15 degrees below outside temperature, outside ambient temperature if it's 85. The feel like's 91, so it's, you know, kind of 20 degrees below that. I want to make sure these are on. That one's on. And I'm going to kick the front down. Well, I had the front on 70. Okay, so let me take it down to 69. Okay, now it kicked back on. That one's on high. The fan, I can tell. There seems to be two fan speeds. I guess a low and a high. And let me kind of move around to the actual controls here. So one change kind of immediately is there's now two controllers. So there's a controller for this front AC here. You don't have to kind of go through changing that. I felt like that was always, I felt like the Dometic AC controller was hard to use. I think that's that put it nice. I just felt like it was hard to use. This seems very easy to use. It just went up to 72. And then your front AC is going to be here. So you have two of these now. So it makes it very easy if you're boondocking and you're running off of a generator and you want to make sure you're controlling only the one AC and not accidentally turning two on, that is much easier now with the GE air conditioner. Now, one other thing, I'm going to go into detail on just using that, but you now have the new filter system that's been in the Classic, the Globetrotter, and the Pottery Barn for the last couple of years. There's a filter in here. There's a couple of screws that you'll take out, and then you can clean this filter. I think it was like a MERV 8 is what I read, maybe MERV 4. It's not going to be a huge filter. This isn't like your house, but it is a filter, and it's much easier to clean than what has been in the Flying Cloud in the International for quite some time. That also means that we have the new stamped frame system on this Flying Cloud that the Classic has had. And I'm going to do a video about the 27 and talk all about that. This video I'm just going to talk about the AC, but make sure you kind of watch out for that video. I'll try to post it somewhere, or link it somewhere, so you can go to it easily. Or if you haven't subscribed, and it'll let you know when it posts. Now, as far as utilizing this particular one, to me it seems, well, it's super easy. So you've got mode. Currently I'm in off, and it just says off. This also looks like e-paper to me. It's really easy to see, and it's always on. To turn on the AC, you're going to hit the mode button, which first is going to turn just the fan on, and then you can see the two levels. So we've got level 1 and then level 2. You can see a level 3 in there, but there isn't a level 3. It's just 1 or 2, it seems. Hit the mode button one more time, and now the AC is going to kick on, and you're going to see your set temperature. To change your set temperature, you're just going to go either temp up or temp down. Temp up and temp down. It is, to me, super easy. Now, one thing you have to wait, it seems like once this screen kind of, I guess, goes to its standby mode, it then gives you the inside temperature. So now we're at 72. Now the temp may have went up because I opened that skylight right there to get some more light in here. I had that closed, and I had all the window shades closed as I was attempting to cool down the coach. That is an important thing for me to tell you. I did have all the window shades closed, and I had all of the skylights that I could close closed. And if I want to go to the heat pump, I'm going to hit that one more time. If I want to go to the furnace, I'll hit that one more time, and it's actually going to be heat pump and furnace. Hit it once more for just furnace, and then once more for off. So you do have to cycle through all of that to get to off when you want to turn this particular system off. Let's kick it back because the temperature is going up, and I want it to just be on right now, on high. It's running, so both are on high right now. Just kind of want to try to give you sure how well that's going to pick up in the mic. But these systems are very quiet. I don't have a really good way right now to measure, the volume of the Coleman and the volume of the Dometics versus the volume of now the GE Profile. But they seem very quiet to me. They're not very loud. I don't feel like I'm having to yell to even talk to the camera right now. I like the new filters that they have on the new Flying Clouds. But I think the big thing to know in the Flying Cloud is you have 2 controllers for each AC, so individual controllers, one in the bedroom, and then one up front. That's right there. And then we talked about the outside, how large the GE profiles are. They seem really wide. Now, something I always like to point out when I'm talking about Airstream's ducted system, I think they call it Airstream, or not Airstream, it's I don't know, there's some kind of fancy name that Airstream came up with that incorporated stream. But it's a true duct system. There's actual ductwork up in the ceiling. There's up here inside of that, there's actual ductwork. You can see the thickness right there. So it's underneath your insulation there. And that runs, it connects into the output. Now, you can see, if the camera can get it, right there's the AC system. It's actually sitting like right here It's not right over top of the intake there. It's or the return. It's right here. And the reason that they do that, they actually duck the intake and have it come back, the return, and have it come back and then go up. Same thing with the front. You know, the AC is going to be sitting kind of right here, and then your return is actually further up, and it's going to go up, turn back, and then come back to the unit and go up into the unit. That's part of how Airstream is able to make this AC system quieter. It's not just that the AC itself is quieter, but it's also that the way they built their ductwork, the way they design the air conditioner system is part of what makes this system quieter. But you can really see that here in the 27 foot because you can look right up through that skylight and see that unit. So that is the GE AC. We don't know yet if it's going to be better or worse than the Dometic that's going away. But one thing I have found about Airstream is if something tends to have problems for a long time, they'll start to work it out. They'll start to kind of get rid of it. They'll look to replace it with something. I think the water heater was an example of that. That they moved away from, I think it was Dometic is what they were using, and they moved to the Girard on-demand hot water heater. And of course, everybody has their pros and cons with that Girard system. But I think this is an attempt for Airstream to see, hey, is this GE profile air conditioner going to be the best one out there? And hey, we don't know. I like it. I think it looks really cool. I like the controls. I like that the controls are separate and they seem very easy to use. It's modern, but also simplistic. It's not modern difficult. It's modern simple. If you have any questions about the GE AC system or just about flying clouds in general, feel free to reach out. My contact information is going to be down in the description there. Now, again, make sure you subscribe and look out for the video that I do, the full walk around video of this 2024 Flying Cloud 27 FB with the hatch. I'm going to go into every improvement that Airstream has done to this camper. All right, other than that, I hope you live riveted, and we'll talk soon. Thanks. Bye.